Okay, welcome everyone to our regular monthly meeting free session, February 19th. So start with old business, home rule update. Wasn't aware that we had any updates.
Standing item.
Standing items. Okay, all right. Cool. Anything, anybody has to say anything about this? Or
We didn't get the information from the newsletter to go into the monthly digital newsletter.
and just keep it as a recurring item.
Yeah, at least, and we can update it as needed as the months go on, or just something in there too.
You probably should develop a timeline on when we're gonna try to get people involved and interested and.
Hopefully when the newsletter comes out, we'll hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do it this week or this month even, but I don't think we should wait until the middle of July.
I agree.
Can we put that as something on the website if you're interested? Maybe once the newsletter hits, so people know what we're talking about. And then just put that on the website if you're interested.
Does it have
It's got the
its
email
own
address,
landing page yet, or is it gonna have its own landing page? In other words, when you see the home rules charter up on
Yeah.
the first, on the home page, is there a landing page when you, does it go to its own?
So,
It should. Yeah,
I think also that we also should try and social media, like
mhm.
Facebook, Instagram or something like that. Just ask people and very interesting.
When is that newsletter hit?
Hopefully first week of March.
First of March, okay,
Or just leave it, we'll start promoting it after the newsletters.
right when it hits,
Or shortly thereafter,
okay.
starting March, early March.
Early March would be good, and then a form on the website, so if anybody's interested, fill out this form, with the contact info. And we can get a list of names and have some information sessions, so come out in March maybe.
Yep.
See what you're interested. Okay.
Yeah, I think we should do some information sessions.
it should go into the festival too, at a booth or something, there should be signs and whatnot about how important it is.
Yeah, we didn't really promote it, so this time will be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, by then, people can be getting signatures, right?
No, not that soon.
That'd be early.
It's June 26th.
Oh, I was thinking
Similar.
that's later, okay.
There's no issue with us.
26 and 28. Forget the date, wasn't it, was it August or early September last year? Something like that.
13 weeks before the election.
Well, that's for when we have to take action,
The
on the
signatures.
ordinance, but the signatures start a little bit, it's like similar to nomination.
Papers.
Petitions
not the
in the
petitions, yeah.
timing.
It's, the dates are in the article, it's early October, or early August. The window.
And when is the digital newsletter go out?
Just came out.
Just came
I
out.
was gonna say it's good.
Interviews are in the middle of each month.
That'll be fun. Okay, so we can get an announcement too, so, all right. Okay, sounds good. Anything else?
Yeah, we were, talking about, doing this, getting the survey information about the, what do you call it, emergency towers and selling all that stuff, and doing some type of survey. That'd be a postcard possibly, right? And if it's a postcard, maybe we could also do home rule charter on there as part of the connection, communication.
Do surveys?
Yeah.
On card,
Yeah,
if it's possible.
if it's possible. Yeah.
Are we surveying about home rule charter?
No,
No,
just
Oh, okay,
information.
what are we?
Learn
gotcha.
more.
promote it when we're sending the survey out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's gonna hit everybody in the borough, so you might as well inform everybody all the same.
That's good.
Reach, to the tax bill, don't like this bill, look here. Just kidding. Okay. All right, anything else on? Okay, moving on, cityscape wireless infrastructure project update, so the updated version is sent out, there was a survey with comments, Andy, and, any discussion here, everybody happy with the survey?
No, I definitely have some feedback on the survey, but I couldn't get it to load all the
Okay.
questions, so can I?
Yeah.
How do you need my feedback on the survey?
Okay.
You can send it to me and then we'll revise accordingly and circulate throughout the rest of council.
Okay, sounds good.
for any changes we want. Susan had asked me if I thought our residents would want a more detailed survey or a
smaller, shorter survey, and I thought the more detailed ones are probably, so that's. what
Agreed.
we put together.
Yeah, and I think we need to use a little bit more plain language in there for some of this stuff also, but I'll send it to you. You guys can
Fair enough.
see what you think about
Did you
it.
see, some of Andy's changes I thought helped with that.
Yes. Yeah, I did see.
We also talked about the fact that the Cityscape's proposal is for a digital survey, but we thought that we ought to give something to all of our homeowners, so it would be our expense to send out a postcard to every residence, but I think we should, so that at least everybody has some information.
Absolutely. So we don't miss anybody.
Where the deer calling. A survey was sent out to like everyone's right. But the deer calling like a decade ago. I remember that. Okay. And since we have Susan on the line, are there any questions for her? Okay,
And with the FE report, folks are okay with the modifications. Okay, they can put that in a final form and get it to this meeting from there. All right,
thanks, Susan. Okay, on to new business, reviewing the February 19, 2025 regular meeting agenda. Max, anything noteworthy?
Just our swearing in of their officers and seems everything set. Seem to be Detective Darko, others. In terms of additional items, added a couple. We do have the service agreement with McCandless Franklin Park, which we have on the agenda to talk about a little bit more. We have a reapproval for our friends at Deerfield's Estate Phase 2B, or not 2B. There's some question. One time.
What's the last?
All right.
Joseph can really.
And then, yes, the rejection of all bids for the Ramblewood Basin retrofit project is as of yesterday.
But I'm bummed.
Related, we have an executive session discussion.
Very good. Okay, all right, any questions? All right, moving on, city manager report items,
nothing.
nothing. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, on to the ambulance authority service agreement. Is everyone taking a look, any thoughts?
Okay, to me.
I have a couple of thoughts.
Okay.
Just maybe clarification. So first page, the fifth paragraph down, both parties have agreed to enter into a contracted service. Hold on. Rather than an agreement that provides Franklin Park Borough administrative oversight of MFPA operations. Is that,
So they took the one that went to the non-incorporating communities and just sort of put Franklin Park on. I think McCandless kind of got the same. So we had some internal discussion that, you know, some of these don't really apply to us as an incorporating. And we don't sign a contract with them. We never had a service agreement before, but if somebody's not incorporating, they want to extend their service area to do a service agreement. So there's some overlap and some things that don't really apply
okay,
to
They
us.
did send that agreement in Word form as well, if we wanted to modify it, so if you're not ready tonight to vote on it, you want to send it back to them with modifications.
okay. Do you think that's worth it to take that clause out?
I mean, I thought in general, and when we kind of talked, is McCandless signing, we should be signing the same thing as McCandless.
Yeah.
Just as a incorporator here, we could do it, you know, even sort of modifying the motion that we have now, sort of in a form acceptable to solicitor and that kind of those types of tweaks. I haven't heard.
I have not heard either. It sounded like they were pretty close.
That was my sort of overall comment. I mean, this is structured more like a service agreement, and then they're gonna provide this, they're gonna provide what they need to already. I mean, this is really just our formalized commitment for funding, which was not in existence before. So Terry.
I can see why they would want to memorialize what they're doing, you know,
Yeah.
across all the communities, but it does seem a little redundant just for Franklin Park. And we already know.
You're right.
Especially that clause, as Laura points out.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
was
right.
being
Well,
proposed.
then who does have administrative oversight if we agree that we don't? So that was, hold on, I have more. Okay, section 1. All day-to-day management and standard operation procedures, blah, blah, blah. Involved in the provision of emergency and non-emergency medical services to the residents of Franklin Park Borough. I mean, it's fine with me. If I were them, I probably wouldn't want that language in there that they agree to provide all non-emergency medical services to Franklin Park. That seems pretty broad. But again, if they want to leave it in there, that's more on their side, but
I kind of took it that they wanted to be able to provide residents non-emergency transport and stuff,
So they make their money.
which, you know, that would be like,
right, no, I agree that they are providing non-emergency, but that just seems broad.
yeah.
It just seems like they're providing more than maybe they are. But again, if they're fine with that, I'm fine with that, because that could hold them to more and not us.
Beneficial for the borough.
Correct. Okay. Okay. Number 3, the parties will cooperate in a subscription drive, blah, 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 and business and community donations within the service territory. And this is all said revenues and any other revenues associated shall be the sole and exclusive property of MFPAA. Did we have in our discussions, well, I know we did, but are we ignoring that if they raise more money than we thought through the development coordinator, then we're getting money back? Was that just like kind of a joke or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Wait, is it a joke or is it a?
It was a serious proposal.
Yeah, serious
From the
proposal.
camp.
Yeah.
right, well, I mean, I don't think that any of us realistically see that happening, but if it does, do we want to leave this in here?
The language as it stands is just basically says if a development coordinator raises like, I don't know, like $1 million, but 800K is on behalf of the campus. Or he's saying that,
There's, because remember we had talked about, like, if they get a development director and they raise, way more than they need, well, then they'll give them municipal donations back.
It should be subject to set up and credit based upon the required operating budget for the year. Something like-
Agreed, but if we were serious about that, then we need to look at that clause and maybe take it out of there. I mean, again, I don't know that we're actually gonna be in that position, but we might not want to bind ourselves to that in case they do raise more money than we're anticipating.
yeah, that's fine.
And the 2 more, I'm almost done. Number 6, with their accreditation, says they will maintain their PAAS accreditation. What if they lose their accreditation? Is that material to the contract?
It's not a
there's
representation
only
of
like-
warranty, it's
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a rep.
there's a very select few in the country that have this accreditation. That's
Right.
what they're talking about. There's like 180 out of like 5,000 or so.
Yeah, but they're saying they're gonna maintain it,
Yeah.
which, I mean, they're gonna try to maintain
Yeah.
it, but what happens if they don't?
That's what happened in the city of Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh Zoo. They had a requirement that they be accredited and they lost their accreditation. Could cause some havoc.
Yeah, I don't know if that's material, the way it's.
I don't know
worded,
for-
But
Should you just be a best efforts, use their best efforts to maintain the.
that works for me.
So it doesn't wipe out the whole.
All this best efforts, and they're having a hard year, they may have to try to make, say, oh, it's
Is
not,
there
we're
accreditation-
not required.
Is there accreditation like at least 3 years, they have to be accredited,
I think,
re-accredited in 3 years?
I thought there was 5, but
thought
I
it was
wouldn't
5.
swear to
Is it
it.
5?
Not
I
sure.
don't know what their standards are.
Yeah. We're 3, aren't we?
But instead of having the contract broken, just use their best efforts and that's good.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, number 8. Each party shall maintain insurance coverage at a level that they deem appropriate. Okay, and then it says the other parties to this agreement shall be named as additional insured on said policies.
Is that only an umbrella
Okay.
policy that also?
No, that's
covers up for
standard.
Yeah, but we got all
5?
other communities or otherwise.
The insurance companies might not like that. So I've got a policy, a municipal policy, which if that's a municipal agency, it taps out at, is it 250,000?
It's covered by-
Yeah.
Yeah, 500 for a
500.
local.
Okay, that's fine. So they're tapping out, so they have to insure for 500,000 and then they're stuck with all the other communities on as additional insurance on the $500,000 covered. They probably wouldn't like
I
that.
mean, I don't know what, I mean, if they put it on there, and that's an obligation for them, like there are other scenarios where the municipality provides the insurance coverage for fire company or municipal authority, but I don't think that was ever a situation here. They have.
Right, you're saying this implicates the other municipalities?
Yeah, additional insurance. Is
Well,
that
this
right?
says, yeah, the other parties to this agreement, but this agreement,
Okay,
it's
who's the
just
parties
us.
to, and who else? Just the
on this
authority
agreement, it's just us, yeah,
I'm-
Franklin Park and,
and the minute.
I think they're interpreting by parties, even though
I
they sort of
assume
define
that,
it. it's-
yeah.
Yeah, because these are sister agreements or the same type of agreements.
Let's slow that one down. Is there a definition of parties at the very top of
no,
it?
there's not.
Okay, maybe there should be.
It just says by and in between, but it doesn't.
Well,
Okay.
then in parentheses, just put parties,
Yeah.
and that will end that.
Okay, and that's the end of my
That's good.
comments.
All right. Cool. Anyone else? Wanna get those changes? It's in the back.
So
yeah?
we
Well,
could just make
I
it
mean,
in a
whatever
form,
Max thinks
we
is
could put in a
appropriate.
form acceptable to solicitor, that way
Right.
you can make
Got it.
those tweaks, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And just make them up.
Keep it open.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if something else comes along with McCandless or other ideas, piggyback
Yeah.
on that before we
Yeah.
sign.
And we'll want to send it back with the modifications, James, before we make sure we're complete.
Yes.
But this makes you the last guy.
Yeah, and did the amount get addressed?
I had it wrong. It's for this
Oh,
year.
it was?
These agreements are like.
That's 26 through 30, 25 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you want to word it?
It's good, after the word agreement, said in the form acceptable to the solicitor, and then the word agreement, right?
But just because the annual contribution rates specified in the agreement, that clause,
This
that's
is the
not the
clause.
only one we're concerned about. It's the main service agreement.
So we want to say before we say that.
I'd say move to enter into a service agreement in form acceptable to the solicitor with
Mhm.
McCandless, Franklin Park.
Yeah. Sounds like who's doing this.
So right after the word, says 2030.
No, earlier, yeah.
What did you say?
Service agreement in the form acceptable to the solicitor. That means that dangling clause about the rates is specified in the agreement.
It's not the only thing we're changing.
Speaking of the ambulance authority, I'm done with contract, but I went to their, year in review on Monday night.
Oh, good.
Yeah, nothing, groundbreaking, pretty much stuff that's in our report and that we have seen before. But just wanted to point out that I was there and Christo went over his presentation and that's about it.
I connected with the chief, so I couldn't make it, but I did connect with the chief. And that was nice if I could have made it, but it wasn't available.
Awesome. Hey, reports from council mayor, when first.
I don't think I have anything tonight.
Thomas,
I'm getting over my cold.
the positive.
I think everybody I know has got a cold, but hopefully we're all gonna make it through that. I haven't had to see the doctor, so that's all.
Good. All right.
No, doctor, thank you.
I'm good.
Briefly,
Yeah.
I,
great.
You got the show tonight.
I spoke to Tom briefly last week about MS4 on our website. People have been asking questions, especially with Bramblewood and stuff that's going on over there. And I think we can do more to beef that up on our website to make it a little more clear exactly what it is and what we've been doing and what we're required to do. Just so people understand what's going on.
Leave some of the legalese out, yeah, make it easier to follow.
Yeah, I think, right now,
Engineering talk.
Yeah.
yeah, they could.
You don't see.
I know. I think we should give, I mean, you've put a tons of work on this over the last, 2 years, more than that. I think we can just kind of say, overall, say what it is, what we've done, how much money we're expecting to spend and how much we've spent so far,
Okay,
just so people kind of understand the scope of what it is and.
people actually go to the website. and-
We can point them, we can direct them, yeah.
We, digital,
All right,
chart
okay.
definition in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if anybody has any resources that we can use, them to reach.
And I'm happy to help, if you want me to help draft something, I'm not giving you more work, certainly don't need that.
No, that's okay, I've lived it for.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly are better positioned than I am to talk about it, but. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is not seen in retail. so it's not- Something like that.
Okay, so when they're, councilman's on the there. Makes sense. Okay, right.
Good.
Okay, I don't have anything, so, cool, we are done. We can do our executive session.
Yeah.
We have time.